What if this happened to you? Find out how you can escape this situation next on In Depth.
Wow, that was pretty scary.
And this is something that we talked about 1.5 years ago. Here's the way we put it at the time.
A dark and stormy night. You are charging your car when out of the woods emerges a large grizzly bear. You want to drive away, but you can't because your car is already plugged in. What do? Do you A, get out of your car to try and unplug it so you can drive away, risking your life from the bear? Or B, do you hide in your car, hoping that the bear won't smell your fear? If only there could be an option C.
That was scary too. Bears, guys with hockey sticks.
And what we were showing in that video were the results of a challenge that we put out to the community.
Yeah, and we got 4 great possible solutions. Check these out.
So let's see, this one looks fairly obvious.
It's the Tesla charge handle ejector, a disco spring.
Okay.
This is a design to be used in your garage. A little Cybertruck inspired adapter grabber things.
And wait, there's more, Jesse. There's a fob.
This is the poppet socket. This is called the Electric Escape. It's by Swope Designs.
What a great community we have that these smart people could come up with these smart solutions. But unfortunately, none of those solutions really did the trick for me. How about you, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, they were all really good first attempts, and a lot of them seemed like they could work, but a lot of them seem to have issues with either consistency or with needing to be battery powered or having some other system that needed to be working in conjunction with the car, and there were just too many steps that could fail.
Yeah, I mean, just overcomplicated, I think. Some of them had springs, and some of them were putting pressure on your car, and some of them could potentially hurt your car. But that's why I was so excited when the team from Modal gave us this. This is their second solution that we have here today.
So this is called EVject, and the way that it works is you put in a Tesla plug here, and then you plug this into your car, and it charges just like a normal Tesla plug. When you need to escape, you simply tell your car on the screen to stop charging and to unlock the charge port. That will disconnect the communication right in the port itself, and that will trick the car into thinking that it's unplugged and allow you to drive away. What this then allows you to do is drive away, ripping this in half. This is the sacrificial piece, and one side stays in your car and the other side stays wrapped around the charger as it falls to the ground.
Wait, didn't I just leave it back at the supercharger? Didn't I just hurt something?
Well, no, because this adapter is sacrificial. The electrical connections inside are press fit. So there's actually 2 separate pieces that are going to pull apart. And also because it's ripping in half, this half that stays on the charger is going to absorb the fall of the charge handle from whatever height your charger is at.
Okay, but I don't think we should take their word for it. I think we should test it.
All right, let's go.
All right. Okay, so what you're seeing here is we plugged it in and we set up a bunch of cameras, and then Jesse drove off to see what would happen.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we broke it off. You can see the 3D print broke. All the press fittings seem to work the way that they were intended. So in theory, this should just pop off the handle, and it does, and the handle's fine. Our charger's fine. It didn't sound like it was that much force.
How's your car?
Yeah, let's go take a look at my car. So, there we go. Now, in theory, this should be safe to touch. Although it looks very scary, doesn't it? Okay.
I love how you just tapped it.
Well, you know.
400 volts.
Okay, so, well, at least we got the other side of it out. Okay. So that's out. Yeah, let's get some pliers. All right, so I successfully escaped, which is really cool. You can see that it broke here. Now this is the 3D printed prototype version, so I wasn't expecting it to, you know, kind of cleanly break off. Although it pretty much broke where you'd expect it to. As you can see, the press fits worked really well. They pulled right out. We were really trusting that it was going to break at a reasonable strength. So now what I need to do is pull this out of my car because I don't have a lot of grip here. So I'm just going to use these pliers. And again, this should be, you know, oh, thank you. Thanks, Aaron. Love you. So I'm just going to keep pulling stuff off until we can get it out. It seems like it's, there we go. No problemo. So, I mean, I escaped, which is important. Probably more important than if my car works. But it would be nice if my car still worked, right? How about that? Success. I'm really, really, really excited.
Here it is.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. We got two.
You broke it.
We dang broke it. And this is exactly what's supposed to happen. You can see the two pieces on the inside here, and you can see how they normally are press fit together. In fact, I can pull one out to show you. So this is, you know, normally what's in the charger handle.
Can I just ask a question though? When we broke it and everything, and you were showing it on your car, and then you touched that.
Yes.
How come you didn't die?
Right. You'd think that this would be connected to 400 volts, but that's where the communication ports are so important. So when the communication port gets disconnected, that signal coming from the charger doesn't make it to the car. The car says, I'm not plugged in. I should not be putting any battery voltage across basically the two terminals inside there. It's a very safe system. So when that gets disconnected, you can touch these ports. You can lick them if you want.
A lot of you might wonder if it's safe to touch them after this. Yes, in fact, it's safe.
They aren't going to be connected. And the same thing on the charger side. If it doesn't see the car communicating back to it, then it doesn't give any power. So in fact, the other side will remain safe as well. And you can lick this side if you want to as well.
We don't recommend it.
Zach and Jesse do not recommend licking any part of your car.
So I think the thing I was most worried about, to be honest, was that I wasn't sure how much pressure it was going to take to, you know, how much force it was going to take to break this. And so I was worried that either our charger would get hurt or your car was going to get hurt.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that the charge port would be ripped out of my car. And then that would be a big problem.
I did offer to use Sparky and you said no. So
I wanted to test this. This is my thing. This is so important to me. And then I was worried that we might rip the charger off the house. But if you see in this shot, it really didn't get to that point. Like, it didn't even really lift the cable that much. So it didn't take too much force to rip this apart.
Nope.
Now, this is a 3D printed prototype of what EVject is thinking of. When they're done, this is going to be an injection molded plastic piece.
Can we talk about that for a second? So why doesn't the company just make all of it out of 3D printed and then be ready to go right now? What's the next step? How are they going to actually make this?
So they're going to injection mold these two pieces. And what that's going to allow them to do is, one, first of all, have a much nicer product. This is obviously 3D printed. It's got the ridges and all the minor imperfections of a 3D print. It's also just not as strong, not as beefy. And so as you can see, it ripped apart the actual print layers and stuff like that. The other point is that we actually had a failure we got two of these, and one of them stopped working on a warm day while we were charging. And a lot of that is due to the fact that it's a 3D print. It doesn't have the same amount of rigidity as an injection molded piece.
Yeah, we called Eric Vega. He's the CEO of the company. We had a long talk with him about it, gave him our data, and he was thankful for it. And he said he's going to bring that information back to the team and work on it. But yeah, this isn't what they're selling to you, really.
This is a prototype.
It's a prototype. And I want to thank them because they got this into our hands fast so that we could not only test it, but then show it to you how it works. So thank you guys. So how do they get to the injected molded part if it takes like big batches of them before it is cost effective?
So EVject needs capital in order to basically buy an injection molding mold, which costs thousands and thousands of dollars. And then they need to start producing them. And so if you want to order right now, you can kind of pre-order your EVject. And these won't be the 3D printed kind. These will be the injection molded kind.
And because this was kind of our challenge and we worked with them from the beginning, they have agreed to pass on a discount to you guys, a 30% discount. So if you go to their website now, you can order it at 30% off, which I think was really cool. Use our link down below.
Yeah, use our code NowYouKnow30. You'll get 30% off the price of the EVject.
So I want to talk about why we did this challenge in the first place. We had heard from a member of the Wisconsin Tesla's Owners Club, and they were telling us that, there's these scary situations that happen for a lot of people, especially at superchargers, especially at night, where you might start to worry about weird people or bears or whatever. And I can see this being used in many situations. And the more situations I think about, then the more pop into my head. It's just like, there's bears, scary people, like the one we saw in the opening scene, where you just, look, maybe they're not scary. Maybe he's just a hockey player who's out at night, but you don't want to find out, right? And so instead of being stuck in your car, you can now escape. And you might say to yourself, well, I'm not going to escape if it costs me $100 to do that. Hey, I value my life. I would rather escape and go buy another one of these than to find out that that wasn't a nice hockey player and he was someone who was going to hurt me. Okay, but I did want to ask you, if you go and order this right now, since they aren't making them yet, what was the timeline?
So they're hoping for June or July, but latest would be the fall.
Oh, that's great.
But if you can't wait, they are going to be selling the 3D printed version that you can buy right now. They are more expensive, but you can still get our 30% off discount code.
Oh, and then you get the injection molded one when they're done.
Yes. So if you can't wait, and I don't blame you, you could get one of these. I would use it sparingly because it's not going to hold up the same as, the injection molded one. But if you're in that dark and stormy place, because I want to talk about this. So first of all, this works at a supercharger. That I think is a huge step above what a lot of other designs kind of faltered on. They weren't necessarily going to work at a supercharger. This one will. And I just want to talk about my experience. I was at the South Boston supercharger. It's an urban charger. It's at the top of a parking garage. And it's got a great view of Boston, but not that night. It was raining. It was dark. I was the only person up there. And here I am at the tippity top of this parking garage. And what do I see driving up this empty parking garage but the sketchiest car I have ever seen? You got the muffler dragging along the ground, and I'm like, I want to leave, and I get out of the car, draw attention to myself as I unplug, and are they going to drive up and block me in?
Well, and then didn't they also pull in next to you at the supercharger, but they're an ICE car?
They were within the same parking lot. I'm sure they were just enjoying the view, the really misty view of Boston. But I wanted to get the heck out of there, but I really didn't know what to do. And I was frozen because I was there with my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out of the car and, am I going to have to fight somebody?
Right.
Or I could stay in the car and hope that they don't know that I'm in the car. Although, my screen is on reflecting off my face. So it's kind of obvious that I'm in the car.
That's the other thing. When you're at a supercharger, there are people out there who know that you're stuck. And that's kind of a weird situation to be in.
It's not well known now because obviously only EV drivers and Tesla owners know that you can't drive away when you're plugged in. But it only takes a few, maybe infamous cases of somebody getting mugged or robbed or murdered at a supercharger. And then all of a sudden, all criminals will know that we're all sitting ducks out there. So this is such a simple little insurance policy. You don't have to use it every single time, although why not? But if it's dark and stormy and you're really worried about, that sketchy guy that's all the way down at the end of the parking lot, pop this in. And if you need to, you can get away.
I want to talk about a not sketchy time. You might be at your house, and there's been times where houses have caught on fire and you want to just drive away, but you can't because you forgot you have to get out and unplug your car. We've heard of Bolt owners who need to get out of Dodge fast, but oh crap, why is this car not driving? Yeah, because I haven't unplugged. So this would allow you to just get out of there.
And speaking of Bolt owners, EVject right now is just doing the Tesla one, but in the future they want to do a J1772 also CCS adapter. So it would work on both at the same time. So you could either be doing just J1772 or also the CCS adapter plug as well. So if you needed to leave in a Bolt or in a Ford or in a Rivian, you could do that as well. So if you have one of those vehicles and you want to help support them, why don't you share this video with one of your Tesla friends, so that way they can get one of these and we can support this company, so that way they can make a product that I think is going to save lives.
I can see you have a lot more questions. We talked to Craig Peeler. He's the founder of the company, and he gave us a lot more answers. You can check out that interview over on Disruptive Investing. So get all of those answers. But again, if you want to use our 30% discount, it's right down below. And I think this is a really good gift. This is something everyone should have in the car, kind of like a first aid kit, and you should probably be using it all the time.
I totally agree. It's really sad that EVs didn't consider this.
Yeah.
I know that from a software engineering point of view, it's like, don't rip the charger off the wall. But nobody thought of having a breakaway, anything, anywhere on any of the vehicles or any of the chargers. And I'm really glad that we were able to take some community feedback, turn it into a product through our community. Thank you so much, EVject, for coming up with this. I know that this is going to make the difference for a lot of people. And I hope that you never have to use this. I really don't want you to ever feel so uncomfortable that you would need this. But if you ever did feel that way, I would want you to have it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you have to use it before you feel that way. So it's something like you should just probably get into the habit of using it. And that way, that one time, you're all set. I got to get out of here.
So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Now you know.